From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big day here on LA with your midday report about your fourth stimulus check update of 2022. Wall Street continues to implode, and what does that mean for your stimulus? Well, the great news is a fourth stimulus check is available in every U.S. state. In today's special broadcast at noontime, we'll go over that fourth stimulus check that is in every U.S. state and its routing times. Those incredible fourth stimulus checks are now available everywhere, and there's lots of them. How do you get it? Step one, become a member. Go to the top of the chat and become a member. Then get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time across the board. And then pounce and get that check in every U.S. state. Come in by direct deposit. In this recording, we're going to go over the importance of getting the check now and why the routing times will be slower if you wait out. With a market that is very unsettled and now a bear market, as I projected, and inflation higher than expected, as I expected, it's predicted as well, it's important to get the money that's available because for you, yes, if you're a viewer, you qualify for either check A, check B, check C, or more than one of those checks because you probably are watching this channel because you got a third stimulus check. Let's go right into that first check right now. Check A, it has the same eligibility as a third stimulus check. That's why I led with that. Third stimulus check, how do you get that check A? First, what is it? It's a $6,500 to $12,000 check. It's a fourth stimulus check, and the income qualification is the same as third stimulus. Single individual, $75,000 or less, you can get it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you can get it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, you can get it as well. How do you get it? Step one, become a member. Step two, go into that incredible membership newsletter delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Step three, go down in the newsletter till you find it, check A. It gives you a little bit more description about it. And then find the link, click the link, the web link to go in and apply, and you are done. Congratulations, $6,500 to $12,000 for stimulus checks available in every U.S. state for check A. Let's go to check B. Check B is a fourth stimulus check available in every U.S. state. It is $15,000 to $80,000, and that fourth stimulus check has the same eligibility as a third. Single individual, $75,000 less, you can get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, you can get it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, you can get it as well. How do you get this check? The same as check A, almost. You start with first becoming a member. Number two, you go into the newsletter. Number three, you go down the newsletter till you find check B. When you find check B, then you apply. You apply because on that check B in the membership newsletter, it says the link. And you click the link, you go and apply. When you apply and you go to the website to apply, next thing you would see is a map. And that map for check B would look like this. Then you click the link of your state, like Arkansas or Ohio or Kentucky or Tennessee, and you then route it into your respective state. You apply, and congratulations to the countless viewers who have gotten that check A and that check B. In the case of check C, it's a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Whoa, this is wonderful. This fourth stimulus check of every U.S. state is actually funded from third stimulus, but I call it fourth stimulus for purposes of simplifying the video. The fourth stimulus check, check C, is done a little bit differently. It is for renters and homeowners. So if you're a renter, go get check C. Let's go into how to get that check C first. Step one, you become a member. Step two, you open that membership newsletter. Step three, you go down to check C. At check C, I tell you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. You're going to make about 15 phone calls. 15. And that fourth stimulus check for check C is huge. It is rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. And it's routing at about $2,000. It's paying at about $2,000 a month over 12 months. It has been paying for a long time, over a year and a half. And that, my friends, is check A, check B, and check C, which are fourth stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Now, let's look at check D. Check D is not a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. It is a fourth stimulus check in many states. And that many states, how many states? It's at least 24. I believe it's going to grow to about 40. But it's not a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. In the case of check D, This is a check that's done differently across 24 states. Most of the states are just paying you the check as a normal check in the mail by direct deposit. Some of the states, very small numbers, say file the tax return, then we're going to do it as a rebate. And then other states are doing it as sort of a stipend. If you buy some gas, we're going to waive the gas tax. 24 states, no time to record 24 videos about every single state. But Check D is not what I want to focus you on. Why? Obviously, Check A is $6,500 to $12,000. Yeah, $1,000. Check B, $15,000 to $80,000. Check C, it's averaging about $45,000. Check D, a couple $100. A couple $100. That's why I'm not going to focus on a couple $100 when we can focus on getting you thousands of dollars. There's a big difference. And that is how we do it on this recording, and that's how we do it on this channel. Let's go over routing times. So they've been around now for over 30 days, check A, B, and C. And the routing times are slowing down a little bit. In the case of check A and check B, they're slowing down. And they initially had a 1-week turnaround time from approval to funding, but the times are slowing down. So you don't want to wait. If you're one of those persons that want money right now, not 5 months from now, not 5 weeks from now, you gotta pounce right now. As we get into the later months, the routing times are going to get slower and the funds will run out. You're progressively going to see states saying, we're out of money, we're out of this, we're out of that. That is why you cannot wait. Now, let's go over the importance of not waiting. And this has come up a lot in the last 24 hours. In the last 24 hours, I've seen people say, can someone do this for me? Or can someone answer my question? For example, just minutes ago, I had a Facebook private message from someone saying, for check B, does it pay for property taxes? Well, first of all, it's in the newsletter. So if you went into the newsletter, it actually tells you the answer. The answer is yes, in most states. And then if you go to actually apply, then the application website will say it. Let me tell you why I'm showing this example. Because let's say it took me a day to get back to that viewer's comment, and that viewer waited a day to apply until they heard my answer. That viewer could have had 10,000 people in line in front of them. It's sort of like, concert tickets. It's sort of like, holiday Christmas sales, and you're rushing to the store to the sales. You don't want to wait a few hours. You don't want to wait a few days. You don't want to wait one day, because every time you do, thousands of people are getting in front of you in line, and the money will run out. You don't want the money to run out. So get those applications filed. Now, let me go over some of the things which are great questions, which I've seen in recent days, and I got to address each of them. Let's go to each of these checks one at a time. First, when we talk about check A, B, C, or D, your background, important? No, not important. Not important where you live. Not important if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or Railroad benefits. It's not a grounds to deny or approve the application. Moreover, your age, hazard pay, or any of the other things. Do not make the application about you. The application has its standards. Apply and get it in and get it approved. Don't wait around and think there's something special that is dedicated for you somewhere else. It's not. So don't ask, when is the SSI forced stimulus check come out? These are checks for you if you're on SSI. Don't ask, when is the forced stimulus check going to come out for people over 75 years old? Don't ask that. These are your checks right now. Don't ask for something that is actually available right now. It's sort of like you're going to the airport and you're checking in your baggage. You say, where's the baggage line for me? No, you all got the same baggage line. Get in the baggage line. Because if you don't get in the baggage line, you don't get your baggage checked, and you don't make it on the plane, and the plane leaves without you. That's a great analogy, which I just came up with. Now, that is the forced stimulus check that is in every U.S. state. Let's go over the direct depositing of the money. So, when you're applying for these programs electronically, most of the time, approval means the funds would land direct deposited, which is great. So yes, these items are all direct deposited once you're approved. In the case of check C, for example, you're going to make 15 phone calls because you're a member. So you're going to reach out to your city hall, your city house authority, your county hall, your county house authority, your state hall, your state house authority, and the 7 so nonprofits. You could get funding by one of them on a Monday and then get funding from another one on a Wednesday and funding on another one on a Thursday. And they could be paying on a monthly basis, direct deposited over and over again. So what's important to understand is that you want to get every fund you can, and when you get a fund, go get another fund. What I've been teaching people on the evening's LALATE show, which is coming up tonight, brand new show at 5 o'clock, and the afternoon show brand new today is 3 o'clock, is that you don't want to just do one for a stimulus application. Why? Because there's more money out there. If you have a table in front of you and you got sugar-free chocolate cake, sugar-free lemon meringue cake, and sugar-free upside-down pineapple cake, and you have the opportunity to take a slice of all three, even just to taste, you don't have to eat the whole thing. Wouldn't you take a slice of all three to just taste? Of course you would. In this case, we got a table in front of us with check A, B, and C in front of you. You don't want to just take a taste of A and leave B on the table. You don't want to just take a taste of one check C. You want to get the other check C. So let's go over the importance of this right now. If you are a check A applicant, you want to also get a check B on file. If you're a check B applicant, you also want to get a check A on file. If you're a check C applicant, you want to get another check C on application on file. You want to get a lot of them. You want to get a lot of them. Let's look at the people who have gotten massive payments of check C, which has been paying out since early 2021, and it's just huge sums of money. And why am I going to show you this graphic? Because these are people who did what I call combos. More than one pot of more than one check. They kept on going back for that check C and getting more of it. Here we go. Here is Combo King himself, Mark. He was initially at 30,000 on this channel, and I said, Mark, go get more money. Let me see if I can show you the graphic on Mark initially. Here he is. There was Mark. He was at 32,000. I said, Mark, I know that you can go get another item, and I mentioned the item on air. So Mark went and got the other item, then it brought him to 50,000. Then Mark listened, he went back and got 100,000. Then he got check B, he went to 166,000. Here's Lorraine, she was at 105, now she's at 120. Oh, here's a great example. Here's Nisi. This is a graphic of Nisi back from fall 2021. And guess what Nisi has done since then? I think if I'm going off memory, I think Nisi has gotten nearly double that amount since then. Nisi sent me a beautiful message on Facebook, Facebook private message just 24 hours ago, and she got another 8,000. If you've been with this channel for the last 2 months, Nisi got $5,000 in the last 2 months, then 10,000. Then I think she got another pot another day, and now she's got another 8,000. So look at that. She has gotten 3 more checks since she got 23,000. That is why it's important to stay with this channel, be a member, and stay a member. The economic data that's changed the United States in the last 7 days is astronomical, but it should not be a surprise to you, because I told you it's coming. The landscape of the American economy is that it's a very bad economy, and it's going to get worse. We're in a bear market. We're in a bear market. I told you it was going to happen. Stocks are down dramatically, 52-week highs. FANG stocks, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, and Google, they're all down for 52-week highs. Many stocks are losing all their value. Many stocks have lost 30% of their value, and we're talking about pre-pandemic levels. It's getting bad, and it's getting worse. Major announcement coming up in just 2 minutes. I'm going to tell you a new show coming back to this channel. But what's important to understand is that inflation isn't coming down. We're going to feature more about what happened with that CPI and the brand new PPI that was released minutes ago. Let me give you a preview. It's hot. It's high. It's not coming down. Inflation's still high, and we're going to recession. I told you this. I told you about the recession 3 months ago. Now everyone's saying what I said 3 months ago. I told you the inflation was going to stay hot and not come down last year. Now that's what other people are saying. I told you we're going to a bear market. Well, we already are in a bear market. Why am I always so accurate on these predictions? Because the data is really simple. If you look at the data, you can project out these situations. And my projections, prolonged inflation, coming around the corner, recession, systematic bear market, systematic higher bond trade yields now over 3%. Housing market imploding. Auto market imploding. I told you this is happening. Why is this so important when we're talking about your forced stimulus checks? Because it's going to impact you in a way you've never thought possible. It's going to impact you the following way, and this all gets down to a bottom line, which is apply today. Why am I saying this? People are going to be in big economic problems very, very quickly. It's coming like a tsunami. I've been telling you for over 2 weeks. You're at the beach edge and you see a tsunami out to sea. You're watching this channel, you're longtime viewers, you know this. You know tsunami's out to sea. Other people aren't watching this channel. They don't know the tsunami's coming. Now maybe they're getting hints of it with the Wall Street moves. Maybe they're getting hints of it with the mortgage rates. But when that tsunami hits, it's going to be astronomical. And then what's going to happen is people going to say, where's some money for me? By then, you'll have already had that money in your hand. You'll be like, I got it. Sorry, I got it all. There's nothing left for you. In a given day, there is always a time and place when I sign into Facebook, and then there's someone who posts in the comments on the Facebook channel before I, that says, there's no forced stimulus check. I just delete the comment. There's no forced stimulus check. Guess what? I know exactly what that person's going to do. When that person is working for the employer that closes their doors because the recession has hit so badly, they're going to wonder, was there a forced stimulus check? Yeah, there was. And you were saying there wasn't, and you didn't go get it. What about the person who said there's no money right now in month of May 2022, in Ohio? There's no money in Alabama. There's no money in Arkansas. The same thing I've heard of for 2 years on this channel. Guess what? When the mortgage rates go out through the roof, when the credit card debt goes through the roof, when the businesses are laying off and they're not hiring, you're going to wonder, wait a second, there was money in the state? I passed it up by saying no, no, no. In the second half of this video, I'll be jumping the live chat with you, and I'll be going over more on the importance of getting money on the come, getting money that's available on the table. I love you dearly, and I love your ability to absorb information. And I got to tell you that the horizon is very bleak for this economy. It's a very bleak situation. I've been with you for a while. We've gone through the pandemic together. We're out of the pandemic. We're coming out of the pandemic, whatever you call it. And I got to tell you where this economy is going. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you what's happening with China. I'm going to show you what's happening with the businesses after the commercial break. And it's all about your money. And I'll be answering your questions in the live chat. So jump in the live chat if you have questions about check A, B, C, and I will answer them live on air. It's home and it's live on air. It is a check routing video. We're going to go over the routing times of these checks and more as you have questions about how to get respective checks. Jump in the live chat right now and drop your questions, and I'll answer them after the commercial break. But first, here's a little bit of the members community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Home LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on noon live on air, and I'll be jumping in the live chat with you and answering your questions in just a second. But remember, a forced stimulus check is now in every U.S. state, and I want you to get that incredible check. Step one, become a member. Congratulations, all the incredible new members today, and all the wonderful members in the live chat. Become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. The membership link is under the video. Then get that newsletter Monday through Friday, delivered via the YouTube alert system. Open it up and go in there and apply for Check A, Check B, and Check C, and learn also about Check D. And with that, let's go into the second half right now. You know, when doing these applications, it's so important to be in a mindset. What is the mindset? And I want you to really focus in on this with me right now. The mindset is there's a lot of money out there. The members of LATE's channel are getting big sums of money. I should be getting the same money as well. That should be your mindset. You see other people in the live chat who are getting big money. Your mindset should be, I deserve the money. I need this big money. I'm going to get it right now. That should be the mindset. It's sort of like a hunger for the money, a hunger to pounce. Specialist channels, Purple Power, Purple Hawks, pounds. You want to be hungry for the money and be ready to grab it. And with that, you need to brush off, ignore anyone who says stuff like no, not, never, isn't, wasn't, oozent. Oozent? Yeah, that's a strange word. Oozent. I think Swedish chef on the Muppets said, isn't, wasn't, couldn't, isn't, doesn't. Yeah, all those words that end with N apostrophe T, gotta ignore if someone's in the live chat saying that. Why? Because that viewer is not going to be you. You're not going to say no, not, or isn't. You're going to say, I got money. It's a mindset. If you want money, you got to say, I applied for the money. If you want money, you got to say, I got the money. Saying things like there isn't is a mindset that you think that you're not going to get it. If you think you're not going to get it, then you're not going to get it. If you want to say no and not and never, then you won't have anything. I can't convince someone to not do that in their mindset, but I can convince other people to ignore that person. Ignore that person. So if you see someone saying, there's nothing here, I'll take care of that person. You see me in the live chats daily. If someone's last night, someone's in the live chat and said, there's no money in, it's always the same states, Alabama or Arkansas, Missouri. I give the person a warning. I say, there is. There is. Stop it, or I'm kicking you out of the channel. And they stop it. They really do. They stop it. But for you, when you're watching, when you're in the live chat, you're trying to learn, ignore that person. That person is sort of like it's sort of like an infection. That person can be infectious. I've been doing this for a while, and trust me, that type of talk has been around since day one. Now, let's go to another version of that talk, which I want you to distance yourself from as well. These forced stimulus checks are available for you. You, Y-O-U. Who is the forced stimulus check not available for? Rich people. If you make too much money, I don't have anything for you. I just don't. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans, you're old, you're young, you worked as hazard pay, you didn't work as hazard pay, you have children, you don't have children, it's for you. Stop making it so complicated. It's for you. Don't ask if there's a special check for people who braid their hair and wear it in a ponytail. It's for you. Go get it. Don't think about it. Just apply. Now, what's important to note is that there was sort of an element that I saw maybe about a week ago where I think people were saying, maybe I won't apply because I'm going to wait for Build Back Better. And I won't apply because I'm going to wait for SS300. I'm not going to apply because I'm going to wait for something better on the horizon. I got to tell you that unless you got wads of cash in the bank, and I mean wads of cash in the bank, you can't wait. You can't wait. You need to get this money right today because this economy is getting really bad. This economy is getting really bad. And I got to tell you, you may not own stocks, you may not own bonds, you may not own real estate, you may not own cars, but the people you interact with, ultimately the people that may be determining your economic future do, and they are getting their shirt taken off of them. Whether it's congressional leaders or your employer or your local business owner, they're all sweating bullets right now. They're not doing good economically, so don't predict that the future is going to be rosy for you by leaving cash on the table. Get the cash on the table, grab it right now. Grab every pot of money that's available on the table right now. That is yours. That is available right now. Get it. During the commercial break, one viewer said, referenced Ukraine and the money we're sending to Ukraine. I got it. But what does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with you? If you have applied for check A, B, C, then I'll let you say that type of comment in the live chat about Ukraine. But if you haven't applied for check A, B, and C and you're complaining about Ukraine, well, I understand how that has anything to do with you. There's a check A and there's a check B and there's a check C. Go get it. And then if you want to complain about Ukraine after you got the cash in your hand, then you can do it. But don't complain when you haven't gotten check A, B, or C yet in your hand. Let me jump in the live chat right now and see some of the other comments. Where else do I apply in New Mexico? Okay, so there's a comment in the live chat from someone from New Mexico. I forgot that. And that person also had a good comment during the commercial break. When I'm talking about all these individual items, it's very important that you follow the specificity of the item. Let's go over what I mean by actually going over the checks. And this is for the person out in New Mexico. What she had said was she had picked up the phone and asked someone in New Mexico about something. And they got confused and said, I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am or sir. Let me go over why it's so important to follow exactly what I say in the recording. Not even a version of it, do it exactly. In the case of check A, I tell you, you need to go into the membership newsletter, click the link, and apply online. So, you're applying online for check A. If you're picking up the phone and calling someone about check A, you're not following the instructions of the video. You're not following the instructions of the newsletter. The newsletter says apply online because check A is an application online. Check B. If you're picking up the phone and calling someone for check B, you're not following the instructions of the video. The video specifically says go into the newsletter, then click the link in the newsletter. Videos on this channel repeat how to apply for check B, so there's no excuse to say I don't understand this. I say it as simple as I can. You go in the newsletter, you click the link, you go apply for check B. Now, check C. In the case of check C, I specifically say that, presuming I could find the graphic here. Here it is. I say in the case of check C that you are picking up the phone and calling. So in the case of check C, if you say, I went in the newsletter, I didn't see a link to get some rent. No. I specifically say for check C, you're picking up the phone and calling for check C. Now, one of the things that's so important, and I said it many, many times on this channel, but I don't say it every single day, but guess what, I'll say it right now, is that when you are applying online, you're clearly not talking to anyone. So nothing is going to get confused. If you're pushing a button, putting your name in, and pushing send, nothing's going to get confused because there's no talking going on. You're pushing buttons with your phone or your computer. In the case of check C, that's the only time where you're talking to someone on the phone. In the case of check C, you go into the membership newsletter and you do exactly what the newsletter says. It says you pick up the phone and you call this place and say this. Well, guess what? If you pick up the phone and call somewhere else and don't say what I said to say, you say something else, they ain't going to know what the world you're talking about. Let's say you pick up the phone and call the mayor's office and say, I like a check C. I saw him in LA. He says you have a check C at the mayor's office. I never mentioned mayors in this videos. There's no mayors covering the videos. And I specifically tell you what to say. I do not tell you to say check C. Check C is my numbering system on here. I specifically say don't use other words. Don't use stimulus check. Don't use, there's always a strange word that someone comes up. Just use the words that come in this video. because I know this. I've been doing this for a year and a half. You pick up the phone and you say something, someone says, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, because you said something they don't know. Now, what's important to understand is you also don't add words to it. So when I say in the newsletter, call and ask for rent assistance because of COVID, period, you don't extend the sentence and make the sentence more complicated. I'm looking for rent assistance because of COVID for people who braid their hair and eat chocolates covered Brussels sprouts. Sorry, man, we don't have that. We discontinued the stimulus for people who eat Brussels sprouts. Don't make it more complicated than it is. Let me jump in the live chat and answer some more of your great questions. Keep on coming across the board. There is some great questions. When does New Mexico get them? Okay, so, and that is for a non-member. So someone just jumped in the live chat and said, when is a fourth stimulus check coming? It's not a member, so it's an excusable comment because maybe the person just found the channel. Welcome, they just found the channel. If you're the person who just asked that question, when are fourth stimulus checks coming? A fourth stimulus check has now landed in every U.S. state. It has been enforced in every U.S. state since, here you go, the month of March. This is how long these fourth stimulus checks have landed. And those fourth stimulus checks are in every U.S. state. It's important for you to know that they are there now. I know, you know, that there's going to be a whole swath of the American landscape that will remain uninformed because they're not viewers of the channel. I'm not here to impress everyone. I'm not here to inform everyone. Whoever watches the channel, I will inform you. If you don't watch the channel, I'm not going to inform you. So on a given day, I have people on Facebook who jump in the live chat, the comments of the Facebook channel, the Facebook page, and say, the government hasn't sent out a fourth stimulus check. Yeah, the president has. Congress has a massive fourth stimulus check, hence there isn't 101. No, the president has. I'm not here to teach you if you're not a viewer of my channel. And it was interesting because yesterday on Twitter, there was one, I wouldn't call it a news site, it's like a blog. I haven't even heard of the company. Saying, here are some fourth stimulus checks that are in some states up to $200. And what was it talking about? It was basically talking about a version of Check D, but eliminating a lot of the Check Ds. And that was their news article. I'm not there to correct them. They're wrong reporters. They don't know what they're doing. I've been around since day one. I know that in day one, no news channel ever covered the EIDL grant. They never covered the EIDL loan. They barely covered PPP. They never covered PUA or FPUC. They never covered LWA. They don't cover this stuff. And if you're looking to them for your news, then guess what? You're not going to get any money. A fourth stimulus check is now in every U.S. state, so I need to get caught up with that. If you're a brand new viewer to this channel, congratulations. And that is why you need to become a member, because these checks are available across the board. Let me jump in the live chat right now and see some more of the questions people have. Where do we go for the free or discounted internet? Oh, great question. Getinternet.gov. Getinternet.gov is a discounted internet announced by Joe Biden. I featured it, I think, 2 nights ago. A great question. Let's see some other questions in the live chat right now. Good things come for those people who wait. Very well said. Welcome to New Hawk Robert, who joined during this live chat. Welcome to New Hawk Lucinda. What a beautiful name, Lucinda. Gorgeous name. There is Patricia. Hello, Patricia. How are you? Welcome to Roxanne, who became a new member during this live chat. Welcome to Varetta. Varetta, what a beautiful names people have today. That came into that is a brand new member. Wonderful. Could you pick up the water at the market? No, I'm not picking up anyone's water at the market. Oh, someone else just joined, and that was Christina Guerrero. Welcome, Christina Guerrero, to becoming a member during this live chat. The importance of getting this money is so significant. It's so significant. Let's talk about routing times for other stuff. SS300. It just depends when Joe makes that phone call to swap that COLA for inflation. What about student loan debt forgiveness? I believe that first of all, one viewer jumped into the Evenings LA last night and had not been watching in recent days, long time viewer. Hello, Sue. And he said, when can I get my debt forgiven? And I think I know that viewer. His debt was procured by fraud against him by the university. That debt has already qualified for, uh, what do you call it? Cancellation for forgiveness. So if you are that viewer and you think, wait, when is the routing time for student loan debt forgiveness? Go right to the Department of Education, go to their website, open the news, open the press releases, read all of them. Then also go into the newsletter. I feature student loan debt forgiveness in the bottom of the newsletter at the very end, and also watch Evenings LA. That routing time's right now. Now, I do believe the president will do other student loan debt forgiveness thereafter, and I think that determination is going to come in about 60 days, and I think it's going to be about 10,000. What about Build Back Better Act? Build Back Better Act, I do not believe will. Well, let's see. I'm positive is not going to deliver you a check in the month of May. Build Back Better Act can't because we don't have enough days. Could Build Back Better Act deliver you a check in the month of June? It could. It absolutely could. But the vote on Build Back Better Act, we'll watch it. Should you be focusing on events of the future and not applying for checks of the present? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If checks are available right today, you apply for them. You get those checks right today. Let me jump back in the live chat. If you have any questions about check A, B, or C, jump into the live chat right now, and I will answer your questions. Lucinda, I'd like to apply for the fourth stimulus. Absolutely, Lucinda. So, if you are a new member who just became a member during this live chat, then what's next? Let's answer Lucinda's question. If you just became a member during this live chat or sometime today, then what's next? Step one is that you want to watch for that newsletter. Let me bring my camera back on screen and go over this slowly. First, if you just became a member, I assume you're also a subscriber. Make sure you subscribe as well. Number two, go to the front of this channel. You'll see a little bell. Hit that bell and put it to all so that you have notifications set to all. Number three, make sure that you know what time zone you're in. I know this sounds sort of simple, but make sure you know what time zone you're in. I'm in the West Coast time zone. So that's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday is when the newsletter comes out. If you're a West Coast time zone, then you're easy. You're also the same as me. If you're East Coast, then you're 10 o'clock. If you're Central, you're 9 o'clock. Why? Because when you get those YouTube alerts, which come to people usually by the email address you have on file, you will get an alert at that time at 7 p.m. and I'll say in the newsletter. There will be another potential alert at that same time because we have other videos airing at the same time. But watch for the one at 7 p.m. Go in there, click, and then it sends you into the newsletter, which is posted on youtube.com. And then go down there and apply. Meantime, we also have instructional video. On this channel that explains how to open the newsletter, how to watch for the newsletter, where is it, open it up across the board. And with that, you want to apply for A and B. Remember, they're online, so you can apply at night. So you can get the newsletter at 7 o'clock and then be applying in the middle of the night. And then check C, that's by telephone. So the next day, when the offices are open, you can start making those phone calls across the board. That was a great question. Thank you, Lucinda, new member, for that wonderful question in the live chat. Let me jump back in the live chat and see some more questions. I'm wondering if New Mexico is going to give any help due to the massive fire we're dealing with. Roxanne. Okay, so Roxanne has an interesting question. It's not something I cover in this channel, but it's sort of related. Roxanne said, we just had a big fire in New Mexico. I wonder if they're going to give relief for that. They are. I'll tell you where other reliefs are located for people across the United States. If a natural disaster has hit where you live, flooding, fire, tornado, wind, something like that, go to FEMA.org, FEEMA.org. Then it's going to ask you to type in your zip code. Type in your zip code. And then it'll tell you, we have now approved disaster relief for your zip code for this item here, and apply. And that disaster relief is generally a grant. It's generally, in some cases, a loan, but generally it's a grant. FEMA does these things all the time. They don't have press releases. There's no a news conference about it. They just do it. So if you have a major event, a natural disaster that has hit your neighborhood, go to FEMA.org at any time of any year, type in your zip code, and they'll tell you the disaster relief across the board. Great question. Coming up later today is Afternoon Highlight, 3 o'clock, brand new show. Then Evening's Highlight at 5 o'clock. Big show. Oh, and then finally, the big announcement. The big announcement is I'm bringing back the crypto show. Crypto winter is with us. Brr. Crypto winter is with us. Crypto's crashing. It's crashing to the worst levels of a generation. And I had told viewers of this channel, I think about 2 weeks ago, I couldn't record crypto shows because the valuations weren't there. They're going down. Now crypto has crashed. It's going to crash more. Bit is, it's going to go back to those levels I always predicted it was going to go to 27,000, things like that. And it's going to start looking attractive at some point when you have Ethereum at 1,500 and Bitcoin at 25,000, and you're going to have coins very, very cheap at some point. And we all know they will go back up in months or over a year to come. So if you have that projection, that horizon, I think it's a video you want to watch. Crypto's coming back to this channel in Crypto Winter. So bring your wool coat and get ready for Crypto Winter. It's coming back. With that, thank you for all those wonderful new members who joined to this live chat as well. And this has been your home ally. Remember to become a member. Top of the chat, pin comment, become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple of Power, and get those incredible sums of money. And with that, stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day, and stay with Ally for more.